So I met an amazing individual, a woman entrepreneur, and who I will say is, I believe, the world's leading authority for women entrepreneurs in the mindset category. Okay, if you're a woman entrepreneur, or women entrepreneurs, and you don't know this lady, then you don't know entrepreneurship. You don't know mindset, and you need to, because mindset isn't everything, but everything begins with mindset. And she's helped me personally tremendously. I mean, certainly one of the biggest contributors to my mindset as an entrepreneur, running a $60 million entrepreneur organization around the world. So I'm grateful to have her on. We're going to talk about an event that she's doing and inviting. It is capped. It is a virtual event, but it is capped. It's interesting. Maybe she'll talk a little about that. But I'm going to turn the mic over to Deb Erickson. Many of you are registered for this event. Some of you are not. And that's why I invited her on tonight, is because she's going to give you an inside peek, right? This is backstage. Stephanie and I were looking, we're big country music fans, right? And so we're planning a trip. And of course, if we're going somewhere, we're like, is there like a live concert? Like what artists can we see? And we've got two options, either Philadelphia or Nashville, based on some other stuff. And I'm reading up about the Grand Ole Opry. And if you've been to the Grand Ole Opry, drop that in the chat box, one of our favorite places. And they said, the show at the Grand Ole Opry is amazing, but the real show at the Grand Ole Opry is the show that takes place backstage. And so what I want to do tonight is I want to invite you backstage, raw, uncut, Eric Clapton unplugged, just for a little fireside chat and a personal invitation. Consider this your one-on-one personal invitation to come change your life with us at an event which is 10 days away, 9 days away. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to one of my favorite people in the world and my personal mindset coach, and a side basketball coach. I get advice for what I do on the basketball court, and it's worked there too. It has worked there too. Deb Erickson.
Oh, Seth, I love you, man. And I'm so excited to be here. And I know my time is really, really brief. So, man, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to jump on it. I was a point guard, played high school and college basketball. Then I was a coach. I was a teacher. And you know what? I'm a pretty sharp cookie. It didn't take me too long before I figured out I wasn't going to be able to pay the bills just with being a teacher. As much as I love being a teacher, being a coach, I was paid about 23 cents an hour coaching, and talk about not leveraged income. It is something you do for the love of the game and for the love of students, but it's never going to pay the bills. And when I realized I needed something else, I found network marketing. And what I found immediately, I saw a presentation the very first night somebody invited me to something. I saw a presentation, and this guy was brilliant. He showed the size and the growth of the health industry. What was happening in the health industry was this kind of explosion as baby boomers are, getting more aged, and that's where the money is to spend. Guess what they care about most? Health and wellness. And when I saw that presentation, I thought, okay, that makes sense to me. That absolutely, positively makes sense. I get it. And then he showed us how we could be the boss of our own business. Well, I've been the boss of a basketball team. I've been a boss of every single thing I've ever done. I've always been the captain. And I thought, okay, I think I can handle that. I can be the captain. You got to motivate, inspire, train, uplift, sell, recruit. And I figured I could get to know exactly the skill set of all of those things, which I did. And on two separate occasions, two different companies, rose to the top very quickly, was on stage, top leader, all of that. But I have to tell you this, while skill set is critical, while strategy is an absolute, It's mindset that wins the game. And I rely heavily on my basketball experience. And what I know is that, my coach used to say to me, I can predict the kind of night you're going to have based on how you walk into the gym. When I look into your eyes, right? When I watch how you carry yourself, how you talk to the rest of the team, I know we're either in trouble or the other team is in trouble. I know, right? And so, she taught us all, everything you could possibly want to know about visualizing and mantras and focus. And, basically your vibe is what creates the energy around you, your vibration, your focus, your intention. And so I learned at a really early age how to manage my mindset. I had no idea how important that was until I got into network marketing. And what I realized is it's the whole game. And I love what you said, Seth, that mindset isn't everything, but everything begins with mindset. That is right on the money, right on. And basically, here's what it is. If you don't see yourself as a selling superstar, the problem is mindset. Oh, you can always improve skill set. And honestly, guys, you can pick up skill sets and strategies and systems. They're all out there. There's so many fabulous things out there, and you can pick it up in a heartbeat. But mindset's one of those things that you've been living with your mindset for years, decades, I'm guessing, right? And so for decades, your mind has been telling you what you can and can't do, who you are and who you're not, whether or not you can up-level your sales volumes and your sponsoring, your recruiting, your enrolling efforts and rank advancing and qualifying and all the things that are here for you. When we say, right, that this business is limitless, we mean it. The biggest problem is it's limitless if you can manage your mindset. If you can't manage your mindset, I'm going to give you the bad news right now. Wherever you are, this is as far as you go. This is it. This is as good as it gets. Why? Because your mindset limit, it's like the ceiling, right? And you always are living within that framework. So you might go up a little bit, but you probably come back. Have you ever rank advance and then fallen back? You qualify and then you go back. You go really hard for a period of time and then you're exhausted and you set back. Here's the key. That has nothing to do with the company. That has nothing to do with the economy. That has nothing to do with anything. The product, you can name anything. It has nothing to do with all that. It has something to do with you. It has to do with your mindset. And here's the scary thing and the really exciting thing. The scary thing is that it won't get better by itself. Won't get better by itself. But the really exciting thing is it's really easy to change. We know now, right? We are neuroscience research to the max. We understand how your brain is wired. We know what wired it originally. We know why you're stuck, and we know what we need to do to rewire the brain. We got all the answers to that. The question is, will you commit to the journey? Because there is a journey. Just like there's a customer journey, there's a builder journey, there's also your journey, your leadership journey. And so the question I would have for you tonight is simply this, are you committed to giving up a weekend to explore why you're stuck, what you can do to get unstuck, how you can elevate your sales, and how you can elevate your sponsoring and your recruiting simply by beginning with mindset? Now, of course, you're going to have to go into action, of course. But you guys, have you ever done anything that you love? And when you get engaged with that thing that you really love to do, you kind of lose all sense of time and space, and you have so much fun. You find yourself smiling, although there's nobody around, right? Maybe you're humming, you got a little bounce in your step. Why? Because you love it. You love it. You love it. Guess what? You can feel that way about recruiting, about selling, about ranking. You can get up in the morning and be so madly in love with your business that it's easy, it's effortless, it's simple, and it's fast. See, one of the things you need to know is when you get into flow, there's no struggle. There's not significant effort. There's no stress. There's no force, right? Because in flow, energy is moving. And what you're doing is getting on it, right? You're managing the energy, you're getting on the energy, you're flowing down the river. And of course, there's work to be done. But you know, when you're doing that thing that you absolutely love, it doesn't feel like work, does it? Oh, you might be sweating. You might put in a lot of hours. You know, I always used to feel like that when I would get off the basketball court, right? I'd be sweating and I'm exhausted, but it's good exhaustion. Why? Because I was doing something I loved. And if you need a little, you know, you need a little bit of a spark right now. If you need a little bit of speed, we're going to pick up speed a little bit. What we're going to be doing at Ascend is we are going to discover what blocks you have, why you have them, because it does help to figure that out. And then we are going to release everything that no longer works in your business, every mindset, doubt, fear, procrastination, avoidance, all of those things. And we are going to embrace a mindset that will get you to the top, take you as far as you'd like to go. We're going to give you tools you can use while you're there, but you can take them home with you, right? These are tools that you can keep using. And then if you decide, hey, I want more, yeah, there'll be lots of options for that as well. But you need to experience it. You know, one of the things I did early in my career, when I decided I wanted to be a speaker, I was traveling the motivational, circuit, loved it. I decided I really needed a good coach, and I went to Tony Robbins. And I learned some really powerful things. I learned how he manages a crowd and how he manages energy, how he sets a tone, sets expectation, intentionally scares the bejesus out of you, and then gives you the relief, helps you anchor things in. I mean, I learned all that. But something really amazing I got to watch when he was teaching you basically how to craft what he calls them a container event. And a container event is what Ascend is. You're going to come and you're going to close out the world for 2 days, 2.5 days. And while you do that, we're going to teach your brain that it's safe to let down, to open up your heart. You're going to learn a lot about why is this happening? Why have you not gotten where you wanted to go? But most importantly, I'm going to give you an experience. You know, when I first went to Tony Robbins, we were walking on fire, and then we were board breaking, and then we were rebar bending. I've done all of those things, and they are fun. They're so much fun because they make you feel powerful in the moment. But every breakthrough event gives you that same sauce, that juice, right? That makes you just feel unstoppable. And that's fabulous. But when you go home, what's important is that you have the tools to take with you so that you can repeat that energy again and again and again and again. Live events are amazing for breakthroughs, but the real journey, the real change happens over time, repetition over time. So if you're the person that goes, I know I have more in me than is showing up right now. I know I'm not giving my best every single moment. I know that my experience doesn't really define me. There's more in me, but I can't seem to get to it. If that's you, this event was built for you. This event was designed to give you the breakthrough you need and the tools you need to transform your life. So there you go, Seth.
Do you see why I asked her to come here? I feel like she's telling my story. When I met Deb a year ago, now I was a Pro 10 a year ago, okay? But your rank is irrelevant. It really is irrelevant. It's how you feel about yourself. It's your ability to go and create today. That's how I got to Pro 10, by the way, is a lot of those days, just to go create. And something to be really vulnerable with you. I used to be a lot more like what Deb was saying. bouncing, I just like, I remember my kids describing me, Dad, this is how you wake up. Boom. It's like you literally jump out of bed. And I'm so excited about that, right? In life. And I had some experiences over a decade and a half that started to change that bounciness, that Tiggerness, if you will, if you know Winnie the Pooh. I am Tigger. And I started having rabbits. If you know who Rabbit is. Then I started having people come down on me. And so I kind of built a box, folks. And when Deb talks about, if you feel like you have more inside of you than what is maybe being manifested right now, if you do feel like even at times, you don't have to feel this way all the time, but if there is a voice inside of you that says, no, I know there's amazingness, can't even limit it by something as small as Pro-10, although you'll take Pro-10, right? I mean, well, wouldn't you? You're not going to turn it down. Sure, that's just along the way. I'll take it. It's like going down a buffet. I'll take that. I'll take a little 7, a little 8, and a 10. Skip 10. Let's go to 12, right? If you feel like there's more inside of you, if you feel like you have more to contribute, if you feel like you have more to live, if you feel like you are special, like you were designed to do something amazing, that's why you need this event. That's exactly where I was a year ago. And I was open and I was hungry. And, divinely, God put Deb in front of me and me in front of her. And we started talking and working through some of my mindset blocks and core beliefs, the stupid stuff that people told this Tigger, right? That bouncing around wasn't good, right? And that you shouldn't just be so happy to go meet with people, and that this profession and this industry isn't really work. It's just people getting together and having fun and talking. And yeah, what if you could make $1 million doing that? Duh. Are you stupid? Yeah, I'd do that. Right. And then she invited me to Ascend, and I've been to a lot of events in my time. And, some of you may, you get excited about events, but it's like, how different could it be? Let me ask you this. How different could one pill be and be different than every other pill on the marketplace? You know where I'm going with that. So she invited me to Ascend, and I said, I'm going to take 25 people. I bought 25 tickets. And I invited some people to come with me to test this out. I'm going to tell you, it was life-changing, absolutely life-changing. And I'm where I am today, and I'm where I'm going to be because I have the tools in my hands now. So thank you, Deb.
If I can answer, I just got a question there. I just want to share it. Somebody said, where's the link? Let me just show you guys. If you go to icaninstitute.com, let me just show you where you go. So you open up icaninstitute.com. It's a beautiful woman here on the front. Notice right here, Ascend Selling and Sponsoring Summit, right? Get your ticket. You're not going to get your ticket there. Let me just be clear, but you can go read all about it, right? So you want to come in, and I didn't get to say this, but I want you to know this. We've got some amazing speakers. There's this one guy. Oh my goodness, he's going to blow you away. Here he is, right? Seth Mulder. You're just going to be like absolutely hot to hear him, because he has got a story that will rock your world. And I know you think you've heard the story, but you haven't heard the whole story. But these are some of our speakers. You can check out a little bit about what you'll get, and look at the ticket prices here. I just want to be really clear. If you want a VIP ticket, you're going to pay $189 right now, but you're not going to spend that, because you are going to buy your ticket from Seth. Seth invested ahead of time so that he could get you tickets for what, Seth? $50?
Yeah, 50 through March 1st. 50 through March 1st, and then there's 75 starting March, 50 through April 1st. And that's not a joke. And April 2nd, Saturday and beyond, they're the amazing price of $75. But
right.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows, those are the VIP tickets, right? If you want to compare them on the site, compare them to the VIP tickets. So I just wanted to make sure everybody understood. Number one, we've got amazing speakers, including Seth. He's going to wow us for an entire hour. And then I want you to make sure that you are contacting Seth in order to get your tickets. You can go check it out, but then make sure you get them from Seth. The sooner you get your ticket, the better, because we're going to hook you up to the event page. And when you get on the event page, there's all kinds of pre-training that I'm doing. It's kind of like prepping you. They're little 5 to 7 minute videos, and they're prepping you. We're talking about intention and readiness and focus and all the things that are really going to help you maximize the event. So you don't want to miss any of the early stuff. So make sure you get in right away and get access to all of that.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, Deb, this was a special treat to have you here. I want to make it extra special for two people who actually ask questions. I open this up to questions. So like shotgun style, obviously we're not going to sit here and work through it and play deeply, but I wanted to acknowledge them because, you know, it's when you put your questions out, it's when you're hungry and you go seeking answers that your life will change. So Ken asked this question. Would love, and so if I can just kind of shotgun these.
Yeah.
Or rapid fire. I would love to hear how Deb suggests we change old mindset that doesn't work, but is difficult to forget.
So what you're saying, first of all, is lives in the subconscious mind. Your memories, all your memories live there. The bigger the energy, the bigger the drama, the bigger the emotion, the more pain, the more hurt. What it does is it anchors it deeper, right? It's got a deeper root. So what we're going to do is use neuro tools, right? These are tools that are designed to dig in and uproot that stuff and be able to help erase the pain. It won't erase the memory, guys. Your memory is your memory. You got it forever. But what it's going to do, it's going to take the sting out of it. It's going to make it so that you could think about it, talk about it. You understand the memory is there, but it doesn't drag you down. So that's what we know about neurotools. The power of neurotools is the power to rewire the brain, and we'll be using those.
Beautiful. Thank you. Richard asks, Richard, I got to go back. How can one maintain their energy in a consistent way?
So, Richard, I know we've talked about this before. And so first of all, you can't. So stop trying because you're making yourself nuts. Okay. No one can live at a 10. You can't do it. But what you do want to be able to do is have the absolute confidence that you can be at a 10 on demand anytime you want. So before I make a phone call, when I'm doing lead generation, right? When I'm closing a sale, when I'm conducting, reach out and touches to my client base, right? Before I get on the phone, the first thing I'm going to do is say, where's my energy? Ooh, man, just stub my toe. I'm only a 6. I know what to do, right? I'm going to use my finger rolls. I'm going to use my nerve tools until I'm like at a 10. I am busting with confidence. Boom, in that moment, I make my call. So here's the thing. Nobody can hold this steady. That's not humanly possible. But what you can do is as we elevate your subconscious programming, you'll move from your core. Maybe your core is a 6. Over time, you'll move 6.25, 6.5, 6.75, right? You're going to elevate that so that your home base is 8. But when you need it, you become a 10 and you use that before you move into action around your business. Any athlete knows that. You don't get on the court unless you're a 10. You kidding? Coach is yanking you out because they can see it in you. A performer doesn't get on stage until they have managed their state and they know exactly, yep, I'm in peak performance state. Boom, let me sit down at the piano or whatever it is. You can do the exact same thing. 10 on demand.
Wonderful. Mary Lynn, are you there? Mary Lynn, I'm going to have you come up for 120 seconds as we close out this segment of our call. We have about 12 minutes left in our power training tonight. Mary Lynn, oh yes, you are. Guys, I want you to hear from Mary Lynn. She already dropped this in the chat box, but I want you to hear this incredible woman, her story of why Ascend is so important. She's been to 2 events now, and she's already registered and bringing her team to this one. So Mary Lynn, what was Ascend for you like last year?
Well, I came across Deb on Clubhouse at about the same time that you did, and I started listening to her, and then you told me you had a ticket. And so I bought a ticket, and I was actually traveling. It was hard for me to be there the whole time, but I would stay up late and I'd watch all the replays, and I followed along as best I could. And it just opened a whole new world to me. And while it's been amazingly impactful on my business, and especially as I've gotten better at using the tools, it's been even more amazingly impactful on my life. I'm emotional. Sorry. Things that I have tried to work on for years are disappearing. And I'm just a better human. And Deb, thank you. I can't thank you enough. So don't miss it, people.
Mary Lynn, we need to have a little time together, girl. Okay.
You saved me from myself. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You want a better business, be a better human. That's basically what Mary Lynn said. And Mary Lynn, here's my big vision. My big vision. This is a wording thing. Here's how you can thank her enough. Here's how you can thank her enough. Just continue to step in and pass that baton and that leadership, and make this happen. Make whatever's on your board happen. And
I got my boards.
That is thanks enough to them. So thanks, Mary Lynn.
I got my boards, and I'm trying to share with anyone that I can because it's so impactful. So be there, everybody. You're going to love it.
All right, guys.
Thank you,
Seth,
Deb.
I'm off. You're
Yep.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye, guys. See you
All
there.
right. Whew. That was next level, folks. Next level. I want to let you know, I invested with, Deb and I do a lot of stuff together, big vision, big stuff. I do a private mastermind. Deb's part of my mastermind with some other 7-figure earners in the industry. And those are some of the reasons we get to do things like this. So if you'd like more of that, then I'll invite her back for some of those snippets and just a little more person to person time with her, but be at the event. That's the one biggest change, other than myself personally, other than what am I doing for my mindset and using these tools that I've really never had before. Honestly, I just haven't. The biggest thing is I'm bringing my team and everybody I touch to this platform so that you can get it on your own, not filtered through me. If that makes any sense. The invitation is for you to drink from the pure spring, the fountain, right? And that's not Deb. Honestly, Deb is just a facilitator. It's you to the divine, it's me to God, right? And that's what Mary Lynn was saying. So awesome stuff. Ascend, get your tickets. Ken, I noticed your ticket order came through. I'll get that over to them. And in 36 hours or less, usually 24, you will have a confirmation. They'll get you all connected. Here's my invitation. You invite every single person. You're going to go. It's going to be amazing. Every single event that Deb does is on the top of my list. It's the most important thing happening that event. She does 2 events a year. The next one's in November. We'll be buying tickets. We've already pre-bought tickets, and we'll be selling them, of course, to the next event, because that's how you do it, right? Let me transition really quickly, because I also have an appointment and I'm a little behind. I'm about 10 minutes behind, but I want to walk you through something really quickly. Hey, big shout out, by the way, to Dr. Natasha, who is from Thailand, one of our leaders over there. So a huge shout out. Thanks for joining us. And Denise, I see we have a bunch of other people join. So, hey, thanks for being here. I want to show you something. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. And I want to talk really briefly about a strategy for building your business. Can you see that? Megan, you're the only one on camera right now for me because I'm sharing screen. Can you see my screen? Okay. LifeVantage Power of Three. This is a business building strategy. I have built my businesses based on this strategy. Okay. And it is a distributor strategy. I'm not going to be talking about customers tonight, not because customers are not important. They are very important. People have to be using the product. I'm a customer as well as a distributor, right? And my friend Pepe tonight, my friend is a customer, and that's wonderful. That's part of our business. But I will tell you this, at some point, if you do not build a business of distributors, a team, you will never get to Pro 7. Okay. It won't happen. You just won't. That's not how this business was designed to be. Now, don't mistake. I'm not saying don't go get customers. Right? I'm glad to have every customer. I'm a selling machine, right? I'm a super seller. I'm happy to do that. But at some point, they need to become distributors if you want to build a team. So I want to show you what I've done. A very simple strategy. The company's actually following this up for those in the United States with a special bonus as well. But it's a strategy I teach throughout the world. It's called the Power of Three. Okay. And so I want to emblazon this in your mind. We have a document here if you want it the fastest, it's actually online in the CEO community. If you want it the fastest, DM me tonight. I will send it to you. It's called the Power of Three. But here's how you start to build a team. You know, and it always looks big, like Pro 7 looks really big. The way you get to Pro 7 is you're just going to start by getting to Pro 3. Okay. And the way you get to Pro 3 is by doing exactly what we're going to map out tonight, a 3x3x3 called the Power of Three. So first of all, let me get something really straight. Duplication starts with you.
Right.
You are a brick, essentially. Think of yourself as a brick. You want to build a massive economic fortress that can weather any economic storm, right? Recessions, depressions. That's what I'm utilizing this business. This business is a tool to help me build an economic fortress around my family, okay? That is semi-impervious or impervious to political, economic, other, factors that are going on in the world that affect people. And the sooner I start building that fortress, well, right, the sooner I'm going to get there, and the safer I'm going to be. I'm going to create a place of safety and security for my family. Okay. So duplication starts with you. Here's what you need to do. You're a brick. You're not the whole fortress. You're not the whole wall. No one person on your team is. You are one brick. So here's how you do the one brick thing. You do it right, and then you teach duplication. 200 PV. This is particularly important for the US, all markets except for the Philippines. Okay. Except for the Philippines. Which is 100 PV, right? And I'm trying to think about Thailand. Forgive me, I can't remember. But so if you're listening from the Philippines, it's 100 PV. But you want 200 PV because you will maximize in the United States, Japan, etc. You will maximize the compensation plan at 200 PV. Your PV is your personal product orders and all customer orders that go through online shopping cart, right? All those subscriptions, all those spot orders. So it's your orders and all of their orders. You can get it all with your order, or you can do your order plus your customer orders. Doesn't matter to me, doesn't matter the comp plan, but you want to be at 200 PV, okay? That will maximize the compensation for you. And this is what we want to do. And I'm going to show you how this business just literally builds and cascades upon itself. You want to identify and build your first 3 team members, first 3 distributors, okay? And you're going to teach them the same thing. In other words, 200 PV. Now, of course, you're getting, fast start bonuses, smart start bonuses for enrollment. That's wonderful. I'm locked in and teaching how to generate the sustainable income, right? We used to call it residual income. Now, we'll call it leveraged income. You have 3 people, 3 distributors front line to you that you personally enrolled, and they have a subscription, or I should say PV, right? Their personal orders and their customers' personal orders of 200 each month you're going to get a unilevel payout. Level 1 unilevel is 2%. Okay. So you made $12 in leveraged income. And as long as they're on that and you're qualified, you're going to receive that leveraged income of $12 a month. Now, it's not a big number. It's not a big number, but it is big and significant because it's leveraged income. Where else are you making $12 a month? You could put $10,000 in your bank account and you wouldn't get $12 a month. So that's significant. What do we do next? Uh-oh, my slides aren't sure. Okay, there we go. Next, we're going to duplicate that power of 3 with those 3 leaders. Okay. I can't tell you how many people, so many people in our industry just sponsor and then they don't follow. Your job is to follow into depth, into level 1, into level 2, into level 3, into level 33. I'm working with people right now on my 10th level in Australia, right? And you know what? There's nobody between me and them that is actively building the business. There are people who are collecting the checks, right? Which is great. But I'm pretending like those people on level 10 are my personal enrollees, and I'm taking them through this same process. You must go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. That is your mandate as a leader. Okay. Let's just map this out. You help your 3 frontline distributors to find their 3 power of 3 frontline distributors, everybody with 200 PV. And now your unilevel payout on level 2 is 5%, by the way, and of $1,800 in subscription volume, that's $90. So now you're at $102. You're paying for half your product every single month, or maybe actually that could pay for all of your product, right? If you've got customer orders as well. Next level, you're going to work with level 1 leaders and level 2 leaders, right? To build their power of 3, just 3 by 3 by 3. You don't have to think about 27 people at a time. You're just helping one person to find their 3, and then helping one of those people to find their 3. That is $7,800 of volume on your, that is $5,400 volume on your 3rd level times 9%. That's $486 on your 3rd level payout, total of $588 a month. And you're at 7,800 GV. So you're right smack right in the middle between Pro 3 and Pro 4. This is a solid, super solid, very, very, very above average Pro 3 business. Okay. You do this, and then you teach other people to do it. You take that next leader and show them how to do it. You get to Pro 3, you show people how to get to Pro 3. You do that a few times, you're Pro 5. You teach that Pro 5 how to do that in their business. You do that a few times, and guess what? You put yourself at 7. Did you know that the average Pro 7 has 21 Pro 3s in their business? So I just want to impress upon your mind, this is what it looks like, but more importantly, this is how you do it. You leaving this right now. And I want to shout out to Mary Lynn, one among a number of people, but she's already done this level 1. Okay. And she's now working on helping level 1 extend to level 2. Okay. Let me end with this. If you're in the United States, there's a special bonus the company's doing through September. It rewards you for doing what we already should be doing, what I just showed you, but it just puts more cash on the table. Okay. In our international markets, this isn't available because they have other bonuses, other promotions going on. But you do what we'll call tier 1. You find your 3, and in their second month, they have, PV of 200. The company sends you a check for $100 every single month that you do that. I'm not talking about a new 3. Do the old 3. You go sponsor 3 people. Next month, they're at 200 PV. The company's going to send you a check in April for April, and they'll do it for May and June and July and August and September. You only have to do it once and maintain it, and it'll just keep coming in there as long as it's maintained. Okay. Well, what are we going to do? Well, of course, after you do this tier 1, you're going to help those 3 to do what? Find their 3. That gives you tier 2, and you'd make $500. It's 500 or the 100. It's not both, whatever the highest level that you attain, the company's going to pay you that bonus. So this is the sweet spot of this bonus, by the way. You should be pushing for this as fast as you possibly humanly can. Okay. And if you need help, call your immediate upline and they will help you to do this. Next level, tier 3, you help tier 2 people to each find their 3. They have their 200 PV and you end up at $1,500. That's $1,500 bonus that the company pays you. So let's just throw this out. If you did tier 1 in April, May and April, okay. And then in May and June, you built out to tier 2. And then in July or August, you built out to tier 3, right? That would mean in July and August and September, you're getting this additional $1,500. It's a nice bonus. But the real beauty here is the organization that you've built. That's where the strength is. That's where the residual, right? That's where the leveraged income is. The MVP bonus that the company's running, that's just additional gravy and investment money, you know, and pay off debt money and freedom money. So that's what I wanted to share with you tonight is the power of, I just lost, hold on. Okay, there we're back. My computer took over there for a minute. That's the power of 3. I wanted to share that with you. I have a document that we created for you. If you want it, DM me, you'll get it the fastest. I created this document called The Power of 3, and I map out 3, and then their 3, and then their 3 each. This is 40 people total, right? Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And guess what I did today? Oops. I started working, you know, on this one leg with Lisa, right? And Mary Lynn, and Ken's on there, right? And Ken and I've been in contact. You know, I'm here because I want to help Ken get his 3. And that's really the power. And this little map helps you put it down so it's very visual. You're building your business. Should you be recruiting every day? Absolutely. As important, you should contact the people who are on this list in your team every single week to see how you can help them. You will get more out of that than almost any other activity you can do in your business. So that's it. That's our power training. I'm 14 minutes late for a wedding reception, which is not going well in the other aspects of my life. But thanks for being here. I'm going to leave the line open. I got to shut the record off so we can get this up. The recording of tonight will be available